Hi, I'm Miss Hearn. Let's get started.
If I'm asked to differentiate y equals 1 over the cubed root of 7x minus 4. Well, first of all, anytime I see a cubed root, I rewrite it as a power before I even think about what rules I'm going to use, because I know I don't have any rules for roots. So let's go ahead and just immediately rewrite this as 1 over 7x minus 4 to the 1/3 power. When I look at it, I think, wow, if I leave it as a quotient, I'm going to have to use the quotient rule plus whatever rule for taking the derivative of that complicated denominator. So since this is just one term in the top, it's much easier to think of it as 7x minus 4 to the negative 1/3 power. Now we just have a quantity to a power instead of a quotient and a quantity to a power. Then I think, okay, how can I take the derivative of this? And this is most definitely a composition, right? In other words, I know how to take the derivative of x to the negative 1/3. Let's say it just was that. Negative 1/3 x to the negative 4/3. In my mind, I know how to take the derivative of a power. The problem is that this rule only applies when the base is just x, not when the base is 7x minus 4. But the chain rule fixes that for us. Because basically what it says is you treat this as you would have if it said x to the negative 1/3. But then to compensate for the fact that it wasn't x to the 1/3, you multiply times the derivative of the inside part. This is what we're going to do. We're going to say y prime is going to be, we're going to take the derivative of the outside part, and this is kind of a casual way of saying this, and multiply times the derivative of the inside. But that's how I think of it. What do I mean by the derivative of the outside part? Just ignore the 7x minus 4. It's just going to stay the same. Just the way the x stayed the same over here. I'm going to bring the negative 1/3 out front, and I'm going to subtract 1 from it. But then to compensate for the fact that that wasn't just an x there, I multiply by the derivative of 7x minus 4. So y prime equals negative 1/3 times 7x minus 4 to the negative 4/3 times 7. Derivative of the outside times derivative of the inside. All right, now how would we normally write the answer? Well, we don't like to leave negative exponents, so we probably would, first of all, multiply the negative 1/3 times 7 and then put this in the denominator. So we would say y prime equals negative 7 over 3 times 7x minus 4 to the 4/3. Or you could also use cube root notation if you wanted to. Okay, so that's the answer for that one. Now this particular composition of functions involved an exponent. It involved using the power rule. And so it comes up so often that this special case of the chain rule has its own name, and it's called the general power rule. You have y equals some function of x raised to the n power. Then you bring the n out front, you subtract 1 from it, and you multiply times the derivative of what was the inside function. That's all they mean by the general power rule.
I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please remember to like it.